Hello friends, today on PlayStation News, journalists are hyping up the Game Awards, the PlayStation wrap-up is coming soon, Ubisoft looking to sell the company, Indiana Jones reviews say the game is great, and more. Let's get to it. We start with the Game Awards. The show is celebrating its 10th anniversary, and there are rumors that it could have some very big announcements next week. This comes from BGC's journalist Andy Robinson, who teased on Twitter that he's expecting a very big Game Awards next week. He further elaborated on a reply saying that this is definitely not a guess, so the journalist has some insider knowledge on what could be announced. And he's not the only one, since Tom Warren from The Verge also said that he expects the same. Sony usually has an announcement ready for Game Awards every year, and these range from PC ports to DLC such as God of War Valhalla and Horizon Burning Shores. There have been recent rumors that Sony has announcements lined up for the first 2 weeks of December, which are not for a state of play, so likely they could appear here. One of them could be related to Sony Santa Monica, given some comments from Kratos voice actor Christopher Judge, even though he dismissed those were not related to anything from Santa Monica. Other rumors for third-party announcements indicate Haze-like Studios could be ready to show their new game Split Fiction, which they teased before, and it may get a March 6, 2025 release date on consoles and PC. There have been rumblings about Resident Evil 9 all throughout the year, and with Monster Hunter Wilds almost here, Capcom could announce the new Resident Evil game at the Kili show for fans to look forward to. Obviously, the big question is if Grand Theft Auto 6 could appear given this is a 10th anniversary, and the answer is likely no, since Rockstar usually does their own things in their own time. Geoff Keighley's shows are usually hit or miss, but sometimes he has a big reveal, like Death Stranding 2 at the Game Awards 2022, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the Summer Game Fest last year, or Elden Ring at Gamescom 2021. I'll be making some more predictions on what games could be announced in my Game Awards livestream next week, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out. But do you expect any big announcements at the Game Awards next week? What are your predictions? Share them in the comments. Before our next story, here's some quick-fire gaming news that you need to know. The PlayStation 2024 wrap-up is coming soon, and Sony has announced that you can check yours starting next Tuesday, December 10, to see how you did in hours played and trophies this year. Square Enix has revealed that the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake has sold more than 2 million copies worldwide across all platforms. Most of the sales are said to be coming from Japan, where the game has moved around 1 million copies, and that's only for physical sales, so likely more than half the sales are coming from its home country. Square also announced they will be ending content support for the PlayStation Plus title Foam Stars, with the last season The Party Goes On running from December 13 to January 17. There will be no more updates after that, but the game will remain running, and previous season passes will be available again for anyone who wants to catch up. Path of Exile 2 servers can catch up with players after the game launched last Friday. Developer Grinding Gear Games announced they reached 1 million early access redemptions and predicted there would be queues to enter the game all weekend. It took less than 2 hours after launch for the servers to fail, and as of recording, issues are partially fixed. Warhorse Studios has released a new story trailer for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 to announce its new February 4 release date. The game will have 2 rendering modes on standard PS5, with Fidelity having an upscaled 2160p resolution at 30 FPS, and Performance with an upscaled 1440p at 60 FPS. Plus Pro support with an upscaled 2160p resolution and 60 FPS. The Thing, the 2002 third-person horror shooter and sequel to the movie of the same name, has a remaster from Night Dive Studios out now for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. It lets you enjoy the horror at 4K and up to 120 FPS, with upgraded models, textures and animations, quality of life improvements, and more. 3 indie games are getting sequels next year. Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter is like an anthropomorphic The Witcher meets Game of Thrones, and it launches January 28, moving away from its previous February launch window. Set up shop by day and explore dungeons by night on a new and mysterious dimension in Moonlighter 2, a sequel to the Sim roguelike from Digital Sun and 11-bit studios, coming to PS5, Xbox Series and PC in 2025. Revenge to the Savage Planet is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox Series and PC on May 2025, the sequel to Journey to Savage Planet, letting you visit a new uncharted alien world to explore and survive. Moving on, Ubisoft's troubles might be coming to an end as they are following through on a potential deal to sell the company. A new report by Reuters says that the Guillemot family, who is the largest and founding shareholder, have been in talks with Tencent to acquire them, but without reducing the control they currently have in the company. The Chinese giant already owns 10% of Ubisoft shares, which is said to be enough for them to cooperate, but they may still be considering whether to buy the company or not. This is because if Tencent buys more shares, they want to have a bigger influence on future board decisions, including how they use the company's money. Despite that, Tencent is still talking with Ubisoft, as they want to avoid having another company snatch Ubisoft from them, so they will patiently wait until they have an agreement. Ubisoft has been on a downward spiral after launching Star Wars Outlaws, the game which didn't meet expectations caused shares to decline, and as a result they announced they would be delaying Assassin's Creed Shadows to February next year, removing the season pass for the game, plus they ran back to selling games on Steam, and just this week they announced the closure of X-Defiant as we talked about in the previous video. So yeah, things are not looking good for Ubisoft, but maybe they are approaching the end of the tunnel. What do you think? Voice your opinion in the comments. Next, the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle reviews are here, and the first-person adventure title from Machine Games and Bethesda is great. As of recording, it has an 86 with 70 reviews on OpenCritic and an 87 with 53 reviews on Metacritic. Most of them praise the game, saying that it's an exciting adventure that channels the spirit of Indiana Jones, with rich detailed environments, thrilling set pieces, an authentic storytelling that mimics classic Hollywood movies, and Troy Baker nailing the character. Another highlight is the exploration that has you going back and forth, and puzzles that are smartly designed. It's not without issues though, as many pointed out a lackluster AI, which you can see in stealth and combat, plus a clunky inventory system. Still, despite these issues, it remains a love letter to the character and a standout game for any long-time Indiana Jones fan or a newcomer. The game comes out next week on December 9 for Xbox and PC, but it will be launching for PS5 in spring next year. Now, are you interested in Indiana Jones? Will you play it now on Xbox or PC, or wait for the PS5 version next year? Let me know about that and all of the other news that we talk about in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing and subscribing, as it helps the channel to continue growing. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.